Hello, YouTube and X. It's your main man, BTM, here, bringing you back to the BTM Crypto News Network. So, thanks for joining. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and super chat. But what up, XRP family? Hit the like button now, because today is one of those days where the headlines actually matter. Not the usual, my cousin's barber said XRP to 589 by lunch type day. No, today we're going to get real infrastructure news. Ripple Treasury is live. Turkham's CEO is still out here basically saying XRP is actual utility in a market full of vibes and PowerPoints. And the trust bank conversation just got hotter because the OCC rule change and officially effective today. So today we're separating facts from hopium. We're separating infrastructure from internet fan fiction. And yes, we're also asking the most important question: is Wall Street starting to understand what XRP people have been screaming for years? So let's see. I got a couple shorts and then we'll get to it. So let me start the screen share and look at these shorts. Let's see here. Get set up. And the first one is my main man, Crypto Chrome. Shout out to Crypto Chrome.
XRP latest news. This has nothing to do with price, and that's exactly why people are missing it. Because if you think XRP is just about faster payments, you're not seeing what's actually changing underneath it. Here's where it connects. Banks were never really trying to make payments faster. What they've always been focused on is control. Who can send money, who can receive it, and who gets access at all. And that matters to you more than you think, because whether you realize it or not, you're already inside that system. Every time you log into a bank, get approved for something, or get denied, that system is deciding what you're allowed to do. And this isn't coming from random hype. Monica Long, the president of Ripple, said, people could take back ownership of their identities, instead of being owned by centralized platforms. And most people don't even realize that's possible yet. Because this isn't just about payments anymore, it's about identity. Who you are, what you're allowed to access, and how your money actually moves. Think about it like this. Right now, every time you prove who you are, you're handing over your information. But what if you didn't have to? What if you could prove it without giving everything away? That's where this starts to shift, because at the same time, XRP is moving towards systems that can verify transactions without exposing all your data. So now you have payments, identity, and privacy starting to connect. And when those come together, that's not just a feature, that's a completely new system forming. Now, none of this is fully live yet. This is still early. But if it does happen, then the real question isn't how high XRP goes. It's whether you control your access to money, or someone else decides what you're allowed to do with your own money.
So shout out to Crypto Chrome. Moving forward, let's start that one. This is another short. This is Crypto Wendy O.
Yes, the Ripple XRP people, okay? But that is not even the most important news that just broke today with Ripple XRP and the entire ecosystem. Ripple Prime has officially expanded their partnership to Hyperliquid. Don't go anywhere. I'm going to explain all of this to you to where it makes exact, perfect sense so you understand what's happening. Welcome back to the O Show, everything crypto every day. I'm Wendy O. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and of course, set alerts because you don't want to miss anything. I post too much crypto news and just really financial stuff too. So Ripple National Bank. Let's talk about Ripple becoming a bank first because there's a difference between a conditional OCC approval for Ripple National Trust Bank and a regular bank. National trust banks are specialized, OCC chartered institutions focused on fiduciary duties, asset custody, and trust administration, often operating digitally without FDIC insurance or lending services. While regular banks like a Bank of America, Wells Fargo, Chase, whatever, they offer commercial and retail services to people like you and me. And they also offer deposit accounts, checking and savings loans, and those are FDIC insured. So this bank that Ripple's doing, this is for the big boys, not impacting Ripple. You're not allowed to use it in most cases. But the OCC approval becomes effective April 1st, 2026. And then full federal trust charter is still pending until final OCC approval. And the conditional approval allows Ripple to prepare operations as a federally regulated national trust bank focused on digital asset custody and settlement. And once they're fully operational, they'll be able to provide regulated custody and safekeeping of digital assets. And they will be able to engage and partner with institutional banks, which that's Ripple's business bottom line. But the Ripple Prime business or announcement is even more important in my personal opinion. We've been talking about Hyperliquid quite a bit here. So Ripple Prime, which was acquired by Ripple way back in the day, they spent a lot of money on that. And remember, Ripple is focusing on integrations, not acquisitions. And this is why this makes sense. And this is a good thing, building that solid foundation. So you're not going to see a price pump right now. But once the market is primed, you will see Ripple be one of the top performers, in my personal opinion, not financial advice. But Ripple Prime expanded its Hyperliquid integration to HIP-3, allowing institutional users to access more digital assets and liquidity, which this is part of a DeFi aspect of Ripple XRP. Remember, on this channel, we're focusing on the trifecta for fundamental analysis, AI, DeFi, RWAs, with a sprinkle of privacy. So Ripple Prime is a platform for institutional investors to buy, sell, and custody digital asset. The expansion enables 24/7 tokenized commodities trading, oil, gold, and silver. So institutions are going to now have on-chain access to perps, traditional assets, like to everything. It offers TradFi exposure and DeFi exposure. So again, we're building on that solid foundation. And then last but not least, firm Deloitte verifies Ripple's RLUSD stablecoin is fully backed 1.57 billion in liquid reserves against 1.49 billion units as of February 27th. Now, this basically means that there was an internal audit done and they're like, hey, we are verifying your funds over here and you guys are legit. The reason why there's a slight discrepancy is because stablecoins do fluctuate a little bit, generally between about 98 cents to about $1.02. Doesn't mean it's pegged, it's just what it is. So overall, things for Ripple, XRP, and the XRPL army are looking absolutely fantastic. Plus, the stable coin, RLUSD, it's doing better in as far as numbers go. RWAs, tokenization, aka. Anyways, thanks for watching. Thank you, bye. And drop me a comment, I read them all.
So that was a pretty good update as well. Shout out to Crypto Wendy. So I guess we can, I don't know what this is talking about. Analysis from yesterday. I don't know. I guess we can see what he's talking about real quick.
Guys, XRP has hit the bottom of the monthly VAP band, and it looks like it's forming an accumulation pattern here with the monthly VAP itself as its center of gravity. So don't be fooled. XRP will reach 1.4, form a pullback, then go for 1.50, maybe 1.50, maybe 1.5. This looks infused like it's turning into a triangular accumulation node, which is XRP's pattern. It always accumulates in wedges that end up exploding subsequently. On the weekly chart, if we look at it, this level is anything but normal. When XRP, because you can see that XRP doesn't have much room to fall, even more so, because now it's facing these historical highs here, which are actually behaving as support, which is what will happen with this high here in a very short time. In a very short time, at 3.460, it will be support because this asset has this pattern. It accumulates in a sideways or a triangular way and explodes in a spasm. It accumulates, so it explodes in a spasm, and the previous highs become true support levels. This will explode to 7.8 then correct from 7.5 po campo. If minerals will say do, datan kutu niches da banda usay the trend is bearish batut. Ilas da datu ni singlason to siniti. More locating and respecting the power law. Like assets that grow based on network theory behave This respects Metcalfe's law. This isn't like P34, folks. We're to double the value. You have to double the number of platforms. This respects network theory. I'll be back in a bit. I'm going to do the VAX Solana, and anyone who wants to suggest an analysis, just put it in the messages below. Big hug.
So shout out to. Let's make sure
Welcome back, XRP family.
So just shout out to who is this? Trade with Rito or something. I don't know. Interesting. But let's get to the actual bubbles and we'll take it from there. So on the bubbles, looks like Algorand is up 16.3. Telecoin is up 13.9. World Liberty or World Mobile Token is up 11%. Looks like these guys are waking up finally to 7 cents. World Liberty Financial is up 4.1 on the day. ZBCN is up 2.3 on the day, 0.6 on the hour, 1.9 on the week, 14.5 on the month, and 140 on the year to the 0.002. Maybe we'll break the 0.002 at some point. What up, Dave? What's going on with you, fam? Happy Wednesday, which is hump day. Swarms is up 7.9. Safe's up 3.1. Litecoin's up 1.5. Atoms is up 1. Arbitron's up 2.9. H-bar is up 6% on the day to 8 cents. Stats is up 3.5. XNO is up 5.7. Link is up 3.8. Pith is up 3.9. Filecoin's up 2.8. Sui is up 4.5. Airdrone Financial is up 4.6, 1.5 on the hour. BitTensor Tau is up 3.6 to $321.43. We are back running, guys. Down 2.1 on the hour, down 12.9 on the week, up 72.1 on the month, and 44.3 on the year. Ondo's up 3.3. AIOZ's up 2%. BGB's up 2.1. Excuse me. Quant is up 1.3. Lithium is up 0.4. Link's up 3.5. Canon Network is down 2.8. Monero's up 1.7. Ton Coin is up 0.8. Official Trump's up 0.3. ICP's up 1.3. Prime is up 3%. Avast is up 4.9. Cardano's up 4.5. ZK is up 2.3. Gala is up 3.4. Flux is up 6.7. Theta's up 3.3. XLM is up 5% on the day, 0.2 on the hour, down 2.3 on the week, up 8.8 on the month, down 34.7 on the year to 17 cents. Stronghold is up 3.1 a day, unchanged on the hour, down 9.3 on the week, down 20.1 on the month, up 41.8 on the year. Render's up 6.5. Okay, B's up 2.2. Bear's up 3.2. So let's look at the big boys. Solana is up 3% on the day, 0.6 on the hour. Bitcoin is up 0.2 on the hour, 2.3 on the day, down 3.2 on the week, down 0.8 on the month, and For the year, down 16.6 to 68,728. Moving forward, Ethereum is up 3% on the day, up 0.1 on the hour, up 1.6 on the week, up 3.7 on the month, and 17% of the year to 2,132. I think we just looked at Ethereum. So XRP, our favorite paywall processor, cross-border remittance, payments, and now banking and charter. Up 0.1 on the hour, up 2.6 on the week, down 4.1 on the week, down 2.3 on the month, and down 33% on the year to $1.33. But this might be where the pump is gonna start. So we'll look at this, move this over here. So overall on the crypto market, I'm gonna refresh this real quick just to make sure we got the most up-to-date numbers. So for the overall crypto market, it appears the market is up 2.3 trillion to 2.21%. CNC 20 is 142.26, up 2.27%. Fear and greed is at a 33. So it looks like we're pulling out of fear and going back maybe to neutral. Altcoin season is 45 out of 100. So we're pulling away from Bitcoin again and getting closer to the altcoin season. Crypto RSI is on fire. The average crypto RSI is 45.54. I get these numbers transposed. 54.32. We're moving closer to overbought, which means the prices are going up because there's more sold or more buying going on than selling. So for XRP at $1.35, up 2.87% on the day. Market cap is 83.2, up 2.93. How can the market cap be higher than the price? That's weird. Usually this number is the same. That's weird, actually. 24-hour trading volume, 1.9 billion, up 0.86%. Not much here. I guess we can come back and look at those. So for the XRP terminal, we're at 11 million. Leverage volume is 13.2 million. Bitwise is down 0.14% to $14.77. 6.13 mil won, 24-hour volume, or actually today's volume. Franklin Templeton XRP is down 0.28 to $14.34. 2.2 million in today's volume. 21 shares XRP is down 0.23 to $12.87. 1.5 million in today's volume. Canary Capital is down 0.07 to $14.05. 737,000 volume today. Grayscale is down 0.31 to $25.16. 330K in trading volume today. And looks like these guys are going to eventually catch up with Grayscale. Grayscale had a huge lead, but then it came back down. Came down hard, and now everything's catching up. Rex Osprey XRP ETF is down 0.18% to $10.82. Today's volume is 155K. Leverage trading, Turcom 2X is down 1.06% to $3.72 with 6.68 mil won in today's volume. Volatility shares 2X is 39.13, down 0.27% to 3.8 million on today's trading volume. Volatility shares is to $7.46, 1.31 million in today's volume. Pro shares is down 0.83, $3.58 at 1.27 million. Trading volume on today. Amplify 3X is up 0.07 to $13.79, 187,000 in trading volume. And looking at the other ones, maybe they'll come soon. So this is the XRP radar, 36.9 billion escrow, 14.3 million burnt. This number is weird. This RLUSD, 190 million. It was at 1.5 billion. I don't know why it's down or why this number keeps getting weird. Exchanges is 14.17 billion on exchanges. ETFs and index is 771.7 million. DeFi is 277.1 million. And tokenized RWA is 1.6 billion. And the Treasury is 473.3. Looking at the exchange volume, Upbit added 1.3 million at 38.5% of the on-chain values. Binance is still unchanged. I think this is like the third day nothing happened at 16.5%. Bithumb added 676,000 at 12.8%. Uphold lost 668, moving them to number 4. They're going to be in the top 3 soon at 11.6%. So they're right on Bithumb's heels. BitBank 160K, 4.1%. CoinCheck 167 at 3.2% of the on exchange volume. eToro's down 99K to 3.4%. And crypto.com lost 5.3 million. What are you guys doing over here? At 2.3. Coin 1 down 11,000 to 2.2, and Bitflyer 31 added 31,000 to 1.3. Keeping it moving. XRP Ledger is 469.8 million, down 2.57 on the month. 289 RWA count, 1.4 billion, down 5%. 285.2, down 33.8%. Holders is 25 at 4.17 on the month. Stablecoin holders is 56.4, up 57.56 on the month. RWA 30-day transfers is 73.7 million, down 47.26. And stablecoin value is 1.5 billion, up 47.06 on the month. So going over to X, looking at the news here. Make sure you add or sign up to join the BTM Crypto News Network. So this is yesterday, the news about Covera, I guess. And this is first to share, massive XRP unlock. Ripple unleashes 1 billion XRP today, approximately $1.35 to $1.38. Decentralized media powered by XRP Ledger. This is the news. Ripple launches the first treasury management system with native digital asset capabilities. The new Ripple Treasury allows CFOs to manage fiat and digital assets like XRP and RLUSD in a single platform. I might have to check that out, actually. This is real utility, not hype. Turcom CEO says XRP delivers real utility across digital assets, not hype, not speculation, just execution and expanded adoption. This is the future of financial institution looks like. Let's see what he has to say.
Ripple's a company of really professional people working really hard on this. That's why we chose XRP. We believe in XRP. We're not making a price prediction, but we do believe it's a coin that will have the most utility out there. Bitcoin is a store of value. I agree with Mike McGlone, but I think that XRP has a true use case. There's just no doubt about it. And the Ripple team, from the interaction we've had with them, they're really professional. They act like investment bankers over there. They know what they're doing, and they will make this work. Ripple's a company of really professional people working really hard on this. That's why we chose XRP. We believe.
So Ripple utilizes 190 billion conveyant network, but XRP remains stagnant around 1.3. What is going on? As I was saying too, Ripple has announcement after announcement after announcement, and the price does not pump. I don't care what you say happens, the price never goes up. So this is Ripple introducing the first native on-chain capabilities as an enterprise treasury management system. Today, Ripple's Treasury is adding digital asset accounts and unified treasury to give CFOs the ability to view, hold, receive, and manage fiat and digital liquidity in their existing dashboard. No separate interface, no new workflows, no need to navigate crypto on your own. Corporates are starting to point to digital assets. So is there a demo here? What is this resume demo? Oh, request demo. Boy, if I could read, I would be dangerous. Let me see. So I'm back. So let's frame this correctly. These are three big stories here. Story number one, Ripple Treasury. This is the enterprise side. This is not a meme coin season. This is CFO Treasury Desk liquidity management and actual business rails. The story number two, the utility narrative, Sal something from Turkums has been one of the most visible traditional finance voices saying XRP has real use case, which is exactly kind of line the XRP holders print out, laminate, and sleep with under the pillow. Okay, that's a bit much, but yeah, I might as well throw it under the pillow. Storyline number three, Ripple's National Trust Bank. This is where I need everyone to stay calm and not run into traffic. The OCC rule is effective today. Yes, Ripple did receive preliminary conditional approval. Yes, but that doesn't actually mean full approval has already happened. We have to stay accurate. So, which story matters the most? The Treasury, number one, utility two, and trust bank, number three. So, put in the comments which story matters to you the most. Number one, Treasury. Number two, utility. Or number three, trust bank. And I'm going with the trust bank. Everything else is cool, but the trust bank is going to be the big one. So go ahead and put that in the comments. Somebody, anybody, everybody. Do you want the price talk that this afternoon or pure fundamentals? Do you want the price talk? So this is sentiment number one. Ripple Treasury explained simply. So let's start the biggest confirmed development, Ripple Treasury. Ripple says this is the first treasury management system with native digital asset capabilities. Translation in normal human language. They want corporate finance teams to manage traditional money and digital assets from one system instead of treating crypto like a weird cousin nobody talks to at Thanksgiving. What matters here is not just the headline, it's the customers they're aiming for. CFO, Treasury manager, enterprise liquidity teams. These are the people who care about visibility, forecasting, corridors, controls, reconciliation, and moving money faster without breaking internal controls. And from being in financial services, I can definitely agree. The CEO and the Treasury and the accounting teams and the revenue folks are only concerned about forecasting, controls, and reconciliation. We used to run reconciliations every single month just to verify the money's there and the money is doing what the money says it's doing, right? We don't want to come up short. We don't want to be on the news for accounting scandals. So reconciliation and controls are very important. Ripple's own framing is basically why fiat liquidity live in one dashboard and digital liquidity live in 10 tabs, 2 spreadsheets, and Carl from compliance yelling on Zoom. And that's the sneaky bullish part, right? Infrastructure usually arrives before the crowd notices. Everyone wants the moonshot candle. Very few people get excited about plumbing, but finance runs on plumbing. You don't build modern finance with vibes, you build it with rails. Crypto Twitter wants Lambos. Treasury teams want audit trails, right? They got to know where your money is, where it's going, how long it's been sitting there, and where it came from, right? They are audit, right? Nobody's going to take a chance with some funny money, right? If Ripple gets Treasury teams to use the software that naturally includes digital assets, then the crypto adoption stops being a side guest and starts becoming part of a normal Treasury options. So, would you rather hold tokens with hype or one building enterprise rails? Type plumbing if boring infrastructure is actually bullish. Do you think the CFO adoption matters more than retail hype? Yes or no? So, the second one is why this matters for the XRP. So, let's connect Ripple, Treasury, its enterprise infrastructure. That does not mean every Treasury transaction magically turns into Ripple buy pressure tomorrow at 9:17 a.m. Let's be grown-ups here, right? Got to be adults about it. Just because this is happening, it's not going to blow up tomorrow. But it does strengthen the broader case that Ripple's building serious financial rails, and XRP's long-running thesis has always been tied to real payments, liquidity, settlement, and movement of value, not just memes. This is why the utility conversation matters. The more Ripple is seen as building real infrastructure, the easier it is for people to revisit the question: if the infrastructure expands, where does XRP fit inside the stack over time? And that is exactly why comments from financial execs like Turkham Sal resonate. He is being associated with the view that Ripple has real utility and real use case, not just speculative appeal. Bitcoin gets called digital gold. XRP holders want to be called the plumbing with a trust bank and a tie. So, do you think the market still undervalues XRP utility? Of course they do. Nobody's even paying attention. So type underhyped or undervalued or fair priced. What matters more, XRP, the ETF demand, the payment rails, or regulation? Drop one word to describe XRP in 2026. And don't all type at once, right? Somebody, anybody, everybody, somebody. So this is segment 2, the Turcom CEO and the utility narrative. So let's talk Turcom. One reason XRP holds latch to Sal comments is because they come from someone tied to traditional financial products, not just crypto influencers doing 12 thumbnails a day with red circles and fake shock faces. I'm glad I took the shock face out of this video. The clearest reoccurring line attached to Gilbert Tie is that XRP has a true case for the most utility. Hold on one second. I got to pick up something before these guys
Do
blow
me
it
a
off the
favor
screen.
before we even get started, hit that like button, hit the subscribe button, get in here. More importantly, huge announcement for all the thousands of members in the Discord. We got next level stuff. We have officially chosen the platform that we would like to help train the Earner Plus tier on. And for those who are saying, what's the Earner Plus tier? We have looked into Polymarket to try to play those timings, and we couldn't even get a deposit in. I have no idea why. But then we went over to Kalshi, which is overlooked by the CFTC. The CFTC does the commodities. That is what XRP has been deemed by the CFTC plus the SEC. So we got a lot to talk about XRP in this video. But before we do this major announcement, today, you guys know if you're in the Earner Plus tier at 2 o'clock, I'm going to be doing a live stream privately in the Discord just for you. And I had a couple people say, Mo, where is it in there? So let me make sure we pull this thing up. I know we had a lot of new members and they could not. Right here, guys. So when you come in here, you're going to see Inner Circle live streams. That is where you go for this live stream. I will post that link in there later today, and you will have access to that link if you are a member of the Earner Plus. Now, the good news, folks, if you're not in there, you can click this first link down below, come over here, hit join now today, put in code Brett at checkout and save 10% forever. And even if you don't make the video stays there just for you. They're private in those live stream channel that you can watch anytime you have time. But the bigger announcement, we have chosen the Kalshi site to be able to help train on the indicator. You're like, what is this indicator? Right here, folks. This is the indicator. You get all this access. I wish I knew when it was going to most likely go higher. Right here it is. Boom. What happened? And I've been practicing this, and it's working like a charm. This is so beautiful. It is working like a charm. And there's a lot of things that go with it, but we are going to be doing this most likely Friday. This Friday will be the first ever live crypto trading for the Discord members. So if you're in there, you're going to love it. This is going to be another tool that you have at your disposal. And I'm going to show you all this. We're going to see how we do. We're all going to have to get used to it, including me, but I'm already practicing behind the scenes. I'm liking what I'm seeing. And I definitely think that we're going to be able to do some special things there. We just got to make sure everybody's on board. So if you're not in the Discord, get in there today. Let's check out XRP. I'm going to pull up some XRP here. This is something else. For those who have been watching, there's been talk. You guys know the talk. What's the talk? Well, the markets exploded higher yesterday. Why? Oh, we heard that the people in charge down in Iran are going to be, they're talking to our people, and that they have, that there possibly could be a door open to getting some peace somehow, some way. Now, I told you what I thought was going to happen, that if a deal is not made by the 6th or 7th of April, plus a week, that we would see action, AKA boots in the ground on something. And it could be that Carg Island. It could be other things. But that's what I believe would happen based on my research. I don't know. But if peace can be found, we get the Strait open, no weapons of mass destruction, nothing like that. Hey, that's fantastic. The market will run. Remember what I told you yesterday morning? I said in the video, if you get even an inkling of peace, XRP will rocket. Look where we were before it dropped. 132. Up we went. We actually got up to almost 135. Now, that is just the beginning. If we get that definite, hey, things are going to be okay, we got a deal, whatever that deal may look like, I don't know. If that happens, you will see skyrocketing. Then after that, the biggest thing we need is the Clarity Act. The odds of the Clarity Act continue to collapse down. We are now at 49%, down quite a bit now. So there you go. And this is over at Bali, basically 49%. I told you it was 50-50 roughly after they said they were, Trump said he wasn't going to sign anything except the SAVE Act. I'm not signing no bills until we get the SAVE Act, all this, that, and the other stuff. And that put a damper on this because now we're waiting. All right. And then what's the other one? Mind in America Act that they just rolled out as a companion, most likely, to the Clarity Act. So many things going on. And when you look at XRP and you're seeing it right here, we're underneath the 5. We're still underneath the 5. It's been so long. We got above the 5 here and instantly back down. We have not been above the 5 since right here. And then we finally confirmed. I'd say we confirmed on these two, but I like a strong green candle confirmation. At that point, we confirmed and we ran like a champ. Now, we keep getting above the 5, then push right back down. And that's the problem. This one, we got above it, confirmed, and look, ran like a champ.
So yeah, I was trying to catch something outside. It was delivery, but I am back. Let's see, where were we? So this is one season XRP. Wait, one reason XRP holders latched on to Sal's comments is because they came for someone tried to traditional financial products, not just crypto influencers with 12 thumbnails and a day of red circles and fake shock faces. The clearest reoccurring line attached to Gilby is that XRP is true use case for most utilities. Coverage around his Bloomberg appearance quoted him in saying Turcom chose XRP because its utility and facilitates real transactions. That's the phrase that matters, real transactions. Now, does one CEO's comments guarantee price? No. So stop, guys. Just be patient. Every single news announcement is not going to pump the price, right? Every time somebody says XRP, don't look at your bags, right? You're not going to pop off every time we start running up, right? It will, but maybe there's some suppression in the market. Maybe some of those reasons why XRP doesn't pump. But just know when it does start to pump, we're going to rock it, bro. We are going, because it's been suppressed and contained so long. You can only keep a good thing down for a certain amount of time. Then it's going to run, guys. Just be prepared, right? Have a plan and know what you're going to do. Don't panic at the last minute, right? Be ready to light it up like John Starks in the fourth quarter. Don't panic at the last minute. No, I don't know what to do. You had all this time to plan, and then you guys didn't have a plan already set up, right? You got plenty of time to plan and think ahead. Now, but it does matter because markets are partially stories. And XRP story has been shifting from lawsuit baggage towards infrastructure, products, rails, and institutional use case. XRP's image rehab has been incredible. It went from the coin in the courtroom to the coin in the boardroom. So does traditional finance validation matter to you, or do you ignore it? Type boardroom if XRP is entering a new phase. Would you rather hear from the bank execs or crypto whales? Who remembers when XRP said they had no case, keep it civil mostly? So, sentiment 4, the trust bank story, fact versus hype. This is where we need precision. Here are the confirmed facts. The OCC announced a final rule clarifying national banks limited to trust company operation. And that true rule is effective April 1st, 2026, which is today, right now, 2 hours ago. Separately, in December 25, the OCC said it had conditionally approved the Ripple Trust Bank. Here's the part that gets exaggerated online. Conditional approval is not the same as a final authorization to commence business. The OCC's own Ripple decision says final approval will not be granted until all pre-opening requirements are met, and the OCC retains the right to modify, suspend, or rescind the preliminary conditions approval needed. So basically, they're still in limbo, right? They got it, but they don't have it, right? You're not ready to open up shop, but you're getting pretty close, right? You can get the opening soon sign ready, but you're not doing business yet. So the most accurate headline is not Ripple is fully operational national bank trust today. The accurate headline is the regulatory framework got clearer today, and Ripple is all ready for the pipelines with conditional approval. And that is a big deal. Just don't let the internet turn closer into done. Crypto rumor speed is amazing. Somebody reads conditional approval, and by lunchtime, it becomes XRP now runs the Federal Reserve from a laptop in Tampa. And of course, you guys are freaking crazy. If Ripple eventually clears the final approval, it could matter for custody, reserves, and institutional services and credibility. But for today, the smart play is to say the setup improved, not that the final finish line has been crossed. Do you want accuracy first or moon math first? And I will take moon math for 300, Alex. Moon math. Who cares about the actual approval, right? We want moon math. Hype, hype, hype. Bro, start up the hype train and keep it rolling. Keep it rolling, rolling, rolling. Okay, so let me get back to business. Type closer if you think this is still a major step. Would final trust bank approval be bigger than the XRP than an ETF? What do you think? Institutional case. What do you think institutional cares more about? Custody, compliance, or speed? So let's see here. Where were we if that was this guy? I'm just trying to make an update here. So back to notes. Okay. So sentiment 5 or segment 5, XRP market reaction and price content. Now let's bring price into it without being one of the most channels that predicts the 17th breakout before lunch. Today's market reporting that XRP is around the mid 130 range, roughly $1.34 to $1.36, depending on the source and timing. CoinDesk also pointed out a tighter exchange supply, but since the price hasn't broken decisively higher, that actually is interesting because it suggests the market is noticing the story, but not fully repricing it yet. And honestly, that's classic XRP. The community gets world-changing headlines and the chart responds like it woke up from a nap. And that's weird, bro, because every time, I was telling you guys that earlier, every time something happens, nothing happens, right? Every time there's an announcement, nothing happens. Every time a major news event happens, nothing happens. So I don't know if there is a lot of people holding tight on XRP and nobody buys it, or if the buying pressure just doesn't push the price up, or if these guys are accurately suppressing it, right? Because they don't want to run off. So I don't know. But I do know things are crazy. But we will see. But I do know as things get crazier and crazier, at some point the price has to peak, guys. It can only take so long before things start running. So that's actually interesting because it suggests the market in noticing the story, but not fully repriced yet. And honestly, that's classic XRP. The community gets world changing headlines and the chart remains like it just woke up from a nap. XRP reacts to bullish news like a man reading a text from his ex. That's interesting. Let me think about it for 6 to 8 business days. So, where do you think XRP closes this week? Type your realistic target for 2026, not just my toaster said $100. So, what is this? Matt, word up, big dog. XRP is the most hated, glitched, manipulated. That is why I'm in it. Flip the damn switch. Yeah, I know that, bro. Definitely one of the most manipulated, the most watched over, the most infamous, the most hated, the most shady Frankie baby. But we're in it to win it, bro. We're not being deterred by these clowns or the people that suppress XRP because this is getting suppressed. That's a good thing, right? If it's hated, that's a good thing, right? Some people just aren't comfortable with not being liked. And from the get go, bro, I've always been hated. So it ain't no big deal to me, right? Some people don't like it or some people can't take it. Bro, where you been at? If you're doing something, people are going to hate you, right? Somebody's not going to like you if you're successful. Somebody's not going to like you if you're doing better than they are. Somebody is not going to like you if you are not falling in line, right? If you march to your own beat and do your own thing, people are going to hate. But as Pop says, let your haters motivate you, right? Let your haters motivate you, right? Haters gonna hate, right? And they can hate all they want to while we watch the money pile up, bro. Keep hating. The more you hating, the better it is for me because I know I must be doing something. So, sentiment segment 6, big picture thesis. So, here's my big takeaway. Ripple Treasury matters because it pushes Ripple deeper into enterprise finance. Turkham's comments matter because they reinforce the utility narrative from the outside the XRP echo chamber. The OCC rule matters because it clarifies the framework for the trust bank operations and lands on the exact day the market is already watching Ripple's conditional approval story. When you put these three things together, the conversation changes from can XRP survive to how much financial infrastructure can Ripple realistically build around this ecosystem. That doesn't guarantee a vertical candle tomorrow, but it does make the XRP story more serious, more institutional, and more difficult to dismiss. This is the part of the movie where the loud people stop laughing and the quiet people start taking notes, right? Because it's starting to get serious out here. Has your XRP conviction changed in the last 6 months? Definitely not. Type stronger or the same, right? We've been here. We've been here before. We've seen this. It ain't going nowhere, man. We are holding until moon. What is the single biggest risk to the XRP thesis from here? And do you think Ripple is becoming a finance company that happens to use crypto, or a crypto company invading finance? I think they're becoming a finance company that happens to use crypto, right? They are well beyond the crypto part, bro. They are getting deep into the bank. Ripple's bank will put Bank of America out of business, right? Like it, share it, print it, lock it down. I don't care. Take a picture. Ripple's going to put some of these banks out of business, flat out. If you don't believe me, hide and watch. So here's the clean recap. Ripple Treasury is real and live. That's confirmed. The XRP utility argument keeps getting support from people like Turcom's CEO, which matters because it's not just XRP crowd talking to itself. The trust bank story is heating up because the OCC rule is now effective, and XRP Ripple already has the conditional approval, but the final approval is still not something we should pretend is fully complete until it's officially announced. So today's real message is simple. XRP doesn't need fantasy headlines when the real ones are already interesting. Hit the like button, subscribe if you want more XRP coverage that focuses on facts, fireworks, and in the comments, tell me which story is the biggest: Treasury, utility, or the trust bank. But get back to it. That's weird. Going back, we're going to finish this video out and then probably hit Bullwinkle, unless we run out of time. But I definitely want to finish Mo, because I don't know if he mentioned the update for the Clarity Act. Framework is being developed in Congress right now, April 14th. We will see.
So anytime we confirm above the 5, we get a nasty upward green candle, which is a good thing. So I am waiting for that. Today could be the day that we finally push above the 5, and then we could get a confirmation going forward. Now, remember, the markets are closed on Friday, but crypto never sleeps. Thus, you will not see the live stream trading, but you could see the live stream crypto trading in the Discord for those who are interested. Beauty of this, though, are these contracts like 50 cents, 50 cents, 53 cents, 50 cents, literally 50 cents. So this is going to be good for those who are in there to practice. And they do have things on XRP as well. So I'm looking forward to it. Now, I got some notes. I got some things I want to talk about. We're going to talk about, you could see the fear and greed index right now, 15. Pre-markets are a little bit green. I'm not holding my breath. I actually think we're going to sell off going into the weekend, because even though you hear positive news and you have this monster push, that's a lot of the shorts getting burned. Then as we get a 4% pop on the NASDAQ, you want peace. Once peace is done, you're safe to go ahead and roll it up and just make as much as you can. But we don't know if that's the case yet. And once we get that, then we know it's good. So we're hearing positive steps. We got to see. Fear and greed, like I told you, absolutely at 15. Still extreme fear. That's normally when you want to be buying, not selling. All right, first thing, XRP family. If you're with me, put XRP in the comments. Let me know that you are here for that. If not, that's all right. I got what's going on for the Clarity Act and some other things. I told you that the senators are on Easter break. They don't even come back to the 13th. Now, they're still working behind the scenes on the Clarity Act. You're seeing the odds dropping for good reason. It's just kind of, they're continuing to adapt the Clarity Act to try to make both sides happy, to get a handshake deal between the banks and crypto. There is a chance that it just does not happen. What I've been told is that they are shooting for the last 2 weeks of April for the markup vote for the Senate, the banking committee. If they can't schedule it and get it done during those 2 weeks, it has a very, very high risk chance that it will slip to the end of the year at best, or it could be pushed all the way into 2027 before they take it up again. And no one wants to see that. Everybody wants to see something. But what's the old saying? No bill's better than a bad bill. That's the debate that's going on. Now, they did do that Mind in America Act as a kind of a carrot to the crypto industry. It's good. I'm not going to lie to you. But taking away the yields on crypto, that's a biggie. Not on crypto, but on the stable coins. Now, I'm here for XRP. We're going to see how that thing works out. That's the biggest thing, the yield war. You got banks versus crypto. It's banning passive yield where you just let it sit there.
Matt, much as I would love to agree with you, I don't think it's going to happen. I don't think we are going to get anything until the end of summer or towards the midterm. These guys are going to keep stalling and keep stalling and keep stalling because I don't even think they want to pass it, right? I think they're just hyping us up to keep us involved until the end of the midterm or at least the end of summer, right? They're just trying to keep us overly, what is that? Overly anticipating something's happening, but I don't think anything's happening anytime soon. I think they're just continuing to draw this out as long as they can until we sell off, right? Once they see this sell off and they pressured us, they're going to buy it cheap. They're going to do the Clarity Act, and then these guys are going to sell us right back that same crypto because we thought it wasn't going to pump, and it's going to pump like crazy. So I don't know what to tell you guys, but I definitely don't trust Congress to act accordingly on time, right? These guys are in the pockets and they are waiting it out. Is ready. They said 50 weeks to tokenize 55 years. They said that a while ago. I know, man, they've been saying that. But I was looking at something. So the guy was like, every 90 years is a shift in currencies, right? The banking to different financial information. And we are coming up on these 90 years, right? We're right at the 90-year point. So there should be a big shift in the financial system, but you can't tell with these guys, man. I do know is this keeps dragging on and on and on. So I don't know when it'll happen, but the sooner the better. I'm definitely want it to happen, but I don't trust these guys. The month of Soul. It will be in the month of Soul. Okay. What's the month of Soul? I missed something. But let's get back to the video.
You won't get it. If this stays in, it's really, the banks are crying. Poverty, even though how much money they make, crying, oh, we're going to lose our deposits and it's going to risk everything. No, it just means you lose the competitive monopoly you had, which should be illegal already, but now we're going to try to codify that you get a monopoly. It is the biggest slap in the face to retail people out there, and they'll never even say a word. And that's the part as an educator, high school, college level, you guys know that, was in the industry, the financial industry, worked for one of the top advising firms in the country, if not the world. And now I come on YouTube to help you guys. And the thing about it is when you hear that the banks want to codify their monopoly on interest rates, it's disgusting. And there should be absolute tons of people protesting this. I'm talking not 1,000, not 100,000. There should be tens of millions of people protesting this. It should not be a Democrat or a Republican thing. You know, Teddy Roosevelt has to be rolling in his grave right now, hearing that there is a good chance that they're going to codify that the banks don't, you know, they get to basically have a monopoly on their interest. It absolutely is shocking to me that there is not more people just upset about it. And yet here we go. No one says a word, because it's more important to fight about which party we're in than what both parties are doing. And that, to me, it's a shame. It's a shame. We should look out for the best of each other in making sure that if we deposit some money somewhere, we can actually make more than inflation. No, the banks will give us 0.1%, and we're supposed to be happy with it. And because they're, you know, I got an MBA. I can tell you what they taught me. Maximize shareholder wealth. That was the name of the game. I heard that in every single class I was in. Maximize shareholder wealth. And folks, do not sit back and think that that isn't the name of the game, even though I heard that they don't say that as much anymore. They talk about stakeholders and all this. What about customers who want more than 0.1%? I know I'm on a tangent, but this is something that needs to make sure everybody understands what you're voting for when you accept these kind of things. It's disgusting. Disgusting. Now, good news. Yesterday, Department of Labor proposed a new rule creating a safe harbor for retirement plan fiduciaries. That's for the people like me that used to do that stuff. They basically gives a green light for 401k plans to have crypto in it without the managers fearing they're going to get sued. It's a massive signal the administration is ready to let institutional money pour in, even though we got the Clarity Act still stuck. But that's huge. All these things, these legalities coming out to help crypto. And I'm talking about XRP too here. You'll hear me say crypto. This is XRP, Bitcoin, Ethereum, the big three. That's what we're talking about. The commodity win. Make sure you guys remember one thing. The groundwork's already set. XRP, ETH, Solana. We already know the SEC and the CFTC had their joint guidelines released on the March 17th, officially labeling them a commodity. That's it. It's a done deal. They're already commodities. Now that can change if we get the Democrats win in 2028 and they want to bring in Gary Gensler #2 and they want to ban crypto, punish crypto, just everything against crypto. Well, then that can happen. And it happened before, and it could happen again. I don't know. You can already see that with all this happening, there are warnings saying if we do not codify this and have both parties come together, it can be changed by anybody, any administration, Republicans, Democrats, does not matter. And that's a big thing out there we're watching. So the midterm clock's ticking. We got things moving forward. A lot of people wanting to see what's going on. And that's the $1 million thing. But I do want to give some shout outs here. Anthony in the house, I saw you. Another good day. You practice and then you keep on doing it. Fogo in the house. Arkansas Dog with the big win. Ace Master, a big no-no today. It happens, man. Trust me. Arkansas got to be in the Earner Plus. That's the only people who get to see this one first.
I guess we'll move on to the last video. This is dun dun dun. Your XRP exit numbers are too low, and today it just proved it.
What's your XRP exit number? $100? $200? It's too low. Today, the U.S. Treasury executes the largest debt buyback in American history. $15 billion of their own paper pulled from circulation. This isn't routine market maintenance. This is unprecedented monetary intervention happening exactly as Ripple's RLUSD infrastructure goes live across global exchanges. The timing isn't coincidental. When governments start buying back debt at this scale, they're preparing liquidity channels for something bigger. And that's something, it just got a corporate validation that absolutely changes everything. Look at this one. This is big. A lot of people just don't understand how big this is. Ripple, they just partnered with Convera, the company you probably know as Western Union Business Solutions. This isn't some fintech startup chasing headlines. This is the backbone of global money movement, choosing XRP's technology to enhance cross-border payments with stablecoin infrastructure. And here's what nobody is connecting. The Treasury debt buyback, it creates massive dollar liquidity. Convera's partnership with Ripple, it creates the rails to move that liquidity instantly across borders. RLUSD, it becomes the bridge currency that traditional finance has been waiting for. Now we're going to go over the numbers and how big this company is, how much they're doing, where they are in the world, and how many different banks they are connected to. But first, I want to talk to you about iTrust real quick, and hear me out, because this deal is coming to an end. If you create or if you roll over your retirement to iTrust, not only will you receive a 2% match, up to limits, of course, you got to read it. It's up to like 500,000 you can put in. But look at the benefits you get. If you buy Bitcoin on an exchange, $10,000, the value goes to 60K. You sell it at a $50,000 capital gain. You now owe capital gains tax of $7,500. If you open up a Roth IRA or roll over your existing Roth to iTrust, you don't pay any taxes. You buy for 10, the value goes to 60, you sell and make 50, your capital gains tax is 0. This deal going on with that 2% match is for a very, very limited time only. If you're going to make the move and you have about, I'm thinking, another 2 weeks to get your Roth maxed out for last year, because you can go back a year before the tax deadline hits. It's $7,500 is the new limit. Everyone should have a Roth account open. I don't care if you do with iTrust. If you have a IRA in your normal job, your normal workplace, you should always, always, always max out a Roth account. Always. The major financial gurus out there, Dave Ramsey, even says the same exact thing. Roth account first. It should get done. With iTrust, you can roll it over and you can have crypto exposure, folks. You need to look into this. Use my link. You get an extra bonus as well. Why not? I'm telling you, it's the way to go. Now let's run numbers. Let's talk about what Convera actually represents here. Over $190 billion in annual turnover. 50 bank partners managing 500 bank accounts across 140 countries and 200 countries. Excuse me, 140 currencies in 200 countries. That's massive. This isn't adoption. This is institutional capture of the entire cross-border payments market. Your 9-to-5 paycheck, it moves through the system and it takes 3 to 5 days and charges percentage fees. Convera, their clients move billions through systems that will now settle in seconds for the fraction of pennies. The efficiency gap isn't sustainable when one side has XRP technology and the other doesn't. Every wire transfer fee you pay, every international payment that took days to clear, every currency conversion at 8 percentage points, that friction generates billions in profits for the intermediary banks. Ripple's partnership here with Convera, it eliminates those intermediaries entirely. If a lot of people saying they're only using RLUSD, folks, that's how they get started. They get started through the stablecoin routes until there's enough liquidity and that slippage goes to zero when XRP is sent. And then the price of XRP, it's going to go up, the velocity of money. And then everyone using Convera's rails in their backend system, they will be forced to buy XRP because they need to hold XRP in order to use the system. Regardless, if it never comes over where XRP is that settlement layer, is that bridge asset between all these currencies, they still need to buy and hold XRP. If they don't have XRP, they can't use the XRP ledger. It is that simple, and a lot of people just keep forgetting that, which moves us over to this because BitGet Wallet, they just made the XRP ledger their key payment partner. 90 million users now have full native mainnet support for XRP and RLUSD transfers. Cross-chain swaps are seamless. RLUSD on and off ramps are live today. Crypto cards, QR payments, bank transfers, all coming soon. This was announced from BitGet, folks. This is retail infrastructure being built in real time. The XRP ledger speed and near zero fees finally have the consumer rails they deserve, don't you think? 90 million users? Sorry to tell my Bitcoin maxis out there, that's not a pilot program. It's a consumer base larger than most countries getting direct access to XRP payments technology. When your coworkers start showing you QR payments that settle instantly with no fees, you'll understand how quickly this adoption spreads. And in RLUSD, Ripple announced it. It has gone live on Coin1, one of South Korea's largest regulated exchanges. Korean traders can now access Ripple's fully reserved enterprise-grade stablecoin directly in Korea's won. Global reach with local access. Remember, South Korea was the reason we seen the bull runs in both 2017 and 2020. That is where it all started. This isn't just another market. It is the testing ground where retail crypto adoption proves itself. Korean traders, they move fast and they trade heavy. When they get direct access to RLUSD, they're not just buying a stablecoin. They're buying into the infrastructure that powers the next generation of global payments. Every major market entry validates the thesis here. American Treasury operations, corporate partnerships, consumer wallet integrations, exchange listings. The pieces aren't just falling into place. They're being assembled by institutions that move trillions of dollars annually. The $15 billion Treasury buyback, that creates liquidity. Convera's partnership creates the pipes. BitGet's integration creates consumer access. And Coin1's listing, it creates market depth. This isn't random coordination. This is what we call infrastructure deployment. Your current financial system charges you to wait. Think about that. 3 days for checks to clear. Percentage fees for international transfers. Currency conversion spreads that eat your purchasing power. Banking hours that limit when you can access your own money. Ripple's tech, it eliminates waiting. Seconds instead of days. Fractions of pennies instead of percentage fees. 24/7, 365 availability instead of banking hours. The efficiency difference, it's not marginal. It's generational. When Convera's corporate clients save millions annually on cross-border payments, those savings don't disappear. They flow to shareholders, to employees, to customers. When Bit gets 90 million users can transfer value instantly with no fees, that purchasing power stays in the pockets instead of going to these intermediary banks. The Treasury debt's buyback signals monetary expansion, but expansion through traditional banking creates inflation. Expansion through efficient payment rails, that creates prosperity. The difference is where the newly created liquidity flows. The old system, Treasury creates liquidity. Banks capture spreads, consumer pays the fee, and inflation will eat your purchasing power. But in the new system, your Treasury creates the liquidity. XRP technology moves it efficiently. Consumers keep more value here. Productivity gains offset the monetary expansion. Your exit numbers assume XRP competes with other cryptocurrency for speculation. But XRP isn't competing with crypto anymore. It's replacing the infrastructure that moves global money. The addressable market isn't crypto trillion-dollar market cap here. It's the quadrillion-dollar global payment system. And Convera's 190 billion in annual turnover, that represents less than 1% of global cross-border payments. When that infrastructure scales to capture even 5% of the market, you're looking at trillion-dollar transaction volumes flowing through XRP technology here. Bit gets 90 million users. They represent less than 2% of global smartphone users. When XRP payments capabilities reach even 10% of smartphone users, you're looking at consumer adoption that makes current crypto metrics irrelevant. And the Treasury's $15 billion buyback, that represents less than 0.5% of the total US debt. When governments worldwide start using efficient payment rails to manage liquidity operations, you're looking at sovereign adoption that changes how money itself works. Your generational wealth doesn't come from timing the next crypto cycle. It comes from positioning in the infrastructure that replaces the current financial system. The current system charges fees for friction. The new system, it eliminates friction entirely. So when you're checking your portfolio in 5 years, watching XRP price discovery happen in real time as global payment volumes flows through your holdings, you'll feel that exact moment when everything clicked into place. That feeling of being absolutely right about the future of money. You're already there, folks. Check out I Trust Capital. That promo doesn't last long. 2% back up to 500,000 deposited in. It is capped. Read the print to break down all the understandings of how it works. Hit that like, subscribe. I'll see all y'all on the next one.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, cats and dogs, thanks for joining. And as always, let's get back to the money, guys, and stay dangerous. It's your main man, BTM, signing out. Thanks for joining, and catch me tomorrow, same bat channel, same bat time. And I might try to squeeze in another video this afternoon, so stay on the lookout for that. But as always, thanks for joining, and a miner is out.